40 fight, and I have Crawford winning this fight. Crawford's gonna win this fight doing something that nobody's done to Canelo.
Okay,
that's all I'm gonna say. And it didn't take me going to camp to know this.
Okay,
if he doesn't fight the one way that he can only fight to win it, Terence Crawford has 6 ways he can win it, and my money will go on the man who has 6 ways to win it over the man who has 1 way to win it.
Is that going to be the same version of guy that's going to show up in September? No. I mean, Canelo, he didn't look as fit as he did his last fight. He looked listless. He looked like he didn't care. He didn't have the crowd behind him.
Shawn Porter is confident that Terence Crawford will come out on top against Canelo Alvarez. He says Crawford is training at an elite level and will bring a game plan and execution that Canelo's never had to deal with. Porter believes Crawford's speed, accuracy, and focus will be too much for Canelo, and he sees this as a performance that could go down in history as one of the most one-sided and impressive wins ever seen in the sport.
Makes sense, though. If Crawford's going to win this fight, he'll surprise people in the fashion he does it in. Because a lot of people picking Crawford, they think foot speed and turn Canelo all night, and I'm like, nah, he's
born victor.
No, it's just he's definitely a lot better than the guys of the last couple years who have tried to beat Canelo that way, Billy Joe, Caleb. But even though he's better than them, it didn't that game plan. It just didn't work. So it's not gonna look like that if Crawford pulls this off. It's gonna look different than that. To your point,
Roy Jones Jr., one of boxing's most trusted voices, sees Terence Crawford as the more well-rounded fighter in this clash. According to Jones, Crawford has 6 different ways he can win, thanks to his high ring IQ, ability to adapt mid-fight, and sharp instincts. In comparison, Jones says Canelo Alvarez has just one clear path to victory: constant pressure and landing those heavy power shots he's known for. Jones pointed out that if Canelo isn't at his absolute best, Crawford's range of tactics will be too much to handle. The Hall of Famer is leaning toward Crawford, saying that when 2 fighters are close in skill, it's often the smarter, more flexible one who comes out on top.
He can fight. He does have a chance, and I think he could be victorious. If he doesn't fight the one way that he can only fight to win it, Terence Crawford has 6 ways he can win it. And my money will go on the man who has 6 ways to win it over the man who has 1 way to win it.
So you think Canelo has to kind of fight the perfect fight, right?
If he don't, he's in trouble. If he does, he should be all good.
Let's talk about the weight a little bit, right? Because we all know everything you accomplished as a heavyweight. What is Terence dealing with right now?
I don't think Terence dealing with much of anything, because Terence did like I did as a heavyweight. He bulked up to the weight. He been dealing with super middles and light heavyweights in training. If you can deal with them in training, you can deal with them in the fight. So the weight should not even be an issue.
Do you think Terence is that one fighter where he could accomplish what a lot of people are thinking is not doable? Is he that one fighter who's just wired and has that different DNA?
He is, and not only to mention is he the guy that can, he's already done it. How many 2 or 3 division undisputed champions have we ever had besides Usyk is a 2-division undisputed champ? This dude is a 3-division undisputed champ already, and if he win this, he'll be a 4-division undisputed champ. We may never see that again. See, people don't like to celebrate the reality when it's happening. They'll wait till the person dead and they talk about it. This man is the only 3-division undisputed champion that boxing has ever had. And we're wondering, can he step up to a task? Really? Do you know who we're talking about?
Comedian and boxing fan Ari Spears shared his thoughts on the upcoming fight, putting it in the context of boxing history. He pointed out that over the years, many top Mexican fighters have gone up against elite African-American opponents, and in a lot of those matchups, the black fighters came out on top. Spears explained that it's often the slick defense, sharp counterpunching, and ability to adjust mid-fight that gives them the edge over aggressive, pressure-heavy styles. While he gave Canelo credit as one of the most well-rounded and battle-tested fighters of this generation, Spears sees this bout as part of a long-running storyline where speed, skill, and ring IQ tend to win out.
You take a top-notch Hispanic fighter, put him against the top-notch black fighter, the black dude usually edges him out. And I'm not trying to be disrespectful to the Latino fighters, because look at the greats. De La Hoya, motherfucking
Roberto Duran,
Arguello, Felix Trinidad, what's my man's name? Chavez. So there have been legends, but 9 times out of 10, when the top Mexican legend takes on the top black legend, the black dude wins. boxing and basketball is just something that niggas just, we got that wop wop that just, we edge you out. We edge you out. Duran lost to Hagler. He got knocked out so viciously by Hearns. Rumor is he's still waking up today. He lost he did the no mas with Leonard.
Yeah, no, I've been hanging out with Sugar Ray Leonard recently. We talked about that whole situation.
Lost to Floyd. Yeah. He lost to Bernard. He lost to Sugar Shane Mosley. Usually the black fighters edge out the Latinos when it come down to it.
So basically you're saying Crawford's going to win because he's black.
I'm saying he's going to win because he's got skills. But that black component, that's that extra juice.
That's that extra juice? I mean, look.
It's like the Batmobile when it's going fast, and then he hits the nitro button, and the flame shoots out of the back of the car and takes it to another level. Black dudes have the nitro switch.
Veteran boxing journalist Dan Raphael highlighted Terence Crawford's mindset going into the fight, calling it one of his biggest strengths. According to Raphael, Crawford fully understands the threat Canelo brings, but instead of shying away from it, he leans in. He thrives on big challenges and uses them to sharpen his focus and step up his preparation. Rather than feeling the pressure, Crawford rises to the occasion. Raphael believes this mental toughness could play a key role, as Crawford will enter the ring ready for anything, calm, composed, and completely locked in.
Whatever. I was really excited that Terence Crawford, when we were going through some of the historical things that could take place if he wins this fight, what they would mean. And at the end of that part of the conversation, he says, there's a lot riding on this fight. Like, he knows it. I don't think he feels pressure from it. I think he embraces that. But I like to hear that the fighter understands the magnitude of this fight and embraces that and realizes, like the general public that follows boxing or the media, that this is a bigger deal than your average fight, and that he is keenly aware of that. So I love that. He was very, very well spoken, and we discussed a lot of different topics, and I think people will get a kick out of it. It's on our podcast feed. It'll be up on the YouTube channel, and I hope people check it out.
Sticking with Crawford, because I've spoken to a few guys in his team, and there seems to be this mindset where they really, really believe they're going to win this fight, and obviously every fighter that goes into any fight will believe they win this fight. But do you get that impression that they're in no doubt that this goes their way, and it's a case of just turning up for a payday?
Oh, absolutely. Terence Crawford has never been the kind of fighter that's just looking to take a fight to get paid. Yeah, he's going to get paid a whole ton of money, and so is Canelo Alvarez. But, you know, if you follow Terence Crawford, if you've watched the way he fights, watched the way he conducts himself, know him at all, even just a little bit, I can't claim to be like best buddies with him, but I got a pretty good feel for Crawford, having been around him so many times for all these fights he's had. There is 0.000% chance that he is coming into this fight with anything other than victory in mind. I mean, he really believes that this is his moment to shine and create a huge addition to what's already a tremendous boxing legacy. Besides just the money, I mean, Terence Crawford can take a fight against anybody, make a good amount of money. And so while that's important, of course,
this fight is being seen as one of the biggest tests of Terence Crawford's career, and possibly the toughest opponent he's ever faced. But the pressure isn't just on Crawford. For Canelo Alvarez, the stakes are just as high, if not higher. A loss to Crawford, who's moving up in weight, could put a serious dent in his legacy. In boxing, legacy matters more than anything, and losing to a smaller fighter while still at the top of your game often brings heavy criticism. For Canelo, winning this fight isn't just about pride, it's about securing his place among the sport's all-time greats.
Canelo's legacy. And he gave a resounding yeah. A resounding yeah. He said it would massively tarnish Canelo's legacy. And some of the things that he said were just basically things that most of us know, just some register and make sure that other people know and others don't, right? But it would tarnish his legacy, and for the obvious reasons. One is, we know that the guy's older. Crawford's older. He's going to be 38 years old here, right? So he's an older fighter. He's an inactive fighter, right? And most of the time, these are things that, make people say that people are going to lose. Man, he's inactive. So he's pretty inactive, hasn't fought in a year, hasn't fought more than once a year in 3 to 4 years.
Shobi's the adult, a well-respected voice in the boxing world, offered a fair and balanced breakdown of the fight, giving credit to both fighters. He praised Canelo's strength, toughness, and constant pressure, qualities that have played a huge role in his long-time success. Canelo's ability to take punches, lure opponents into traps, and land powerful counters is something few can match. On the other hand, Showbiz pointed to Crawford's unique background, including his early experience in wrestling, which sharpened his balance, footwork, and ability to read opponents on the fly. That mix of natural athleticism and high boxing IQ, he says, could be the key to Crawford's success in this matchup.
Canelo uses his legs, he uses his core, and then his neck itself to lift up Bivol like Bivol was a featherweight. That is a huge representation of how strong Canelo is. When you look at his workouts, you can tell why he was able to do that. All these damn neck exercises that I wouldn't dare do. Okay, that stuff looks painful. The squatting and all that stuff that he's doing is exactly why Canelo Alvarez, honestly, is a strong fighter. He tried to do it again with Williams, but Williams got shook out of it. But he is a bull. Listen, Terence Bud Crawford is strong. He is, okay? And he understands leverage and he understands those things because he wrestled. Honestly, very true. But Saul Canelo Alvarez is also extremely strong. Now, let me know how you feel in the comments below.